Wednesday, everyone. So it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. We're getting signs of snow that for once isn't under Cat's nose. But nothing says the holiday spirit like boarded up storefronts in high-end shopping districts. Sorry, rich Bay Area liberals, your stocking is going to be emptier than Joy Reid's head. Thanks to the rise in smash and grabs, places like Union Square and San Fran are boarding up more businesses than Minneapolis did while waiting for the Chauvin verdict. Deck the Halls has been replaced with Deck the Security Guard. Who needs mistletoe when you can kiss your ass goodbye? Whether it's brutal home invasions or grisly street attacks, Santa's naughty list is growing faster than Alec Baldwin's legal bills. Police officers have been shot and killed this year at all-time highs. 314 officers were shot so far, a 43% increase since 2018. Ambush attacks are up 126% since 2020. And in almost every major city, murder rates are the highest in 30 years. Merry Christmas. Crime's up because crime pays. And the only people getting punished are people who don't break the law. Even the kids are catching on.
Hi, Mr. Bitterman, it's me, Charlie. Mom says Santa sent me some Amazon packages, but I think they got stolen.
Well, they definitely did get stolen. And I know that, because I stole them.
Well, you're going to be on the naughty list.
But you know whose list I'm not going to be on? The district attorneys. Because like me, they don't give it.
You'll get coal in your stocking, Mr. Bitterman.
Oh, not valuable coal. Do you want to throw in some natural gas, too, so I can heat my apartment? You know, every minute I spend talking to you, I'm wasting money.
Well, can't you get me something for Christmas?
Charlie, I'm going to give you the greatest gift of all. A lesson.
What hat? What tree?
Say hi to your mom for me.
Now, I'm always skeptical of someone who explains a big problem by saying, just connect the dots. Especially if that someone is a shirtless kill me and he's handing me a magic marker. But usually what follows that is an insane conspiracy theory involving extraterrestrials, satanic rituals, and lizard people. Which sounds like one of Bill Hemmer's hot tub parties. But whenever I hear of another terrible crime, I keep asking why and how. It's the same thing ER doctors ask me after looking at an x-ray of my colon. But this time, connecting the dots is super easy because the left has given us more dots than a Braille edition of Moby Dick. First, Chicago. So far, it's had the most homicides since 1994, more than 1,000. During Kim Foxx's first 3 years as the county's top prosecutor, her office dropped all charges against 30% of felony defendants, a massive increase over her predecessor. And despite having video evidence and witnesses to crimes connected to death, she declines charging anyone. Of course, she also fell for Jussie Smollett, who's on trial for a hoax that was as believable as a Tom Cruise marriage. She treated Smollett like he was the second coming of MLK, even as his story fell apart like a bridge designed by a woman's studies major. Thank you. But, a sexist would say, but she got millions from George Soros, 2 million to be exact, and that's a dot. Now you know that the Waukesha madman had been released on a small bail despite having a history that would make Ivan the Terrible blush. The least they could do was take away his car keys, which is good advice for violent criminals or Joe Biden. John Chisholm, the DA who set him free, had pledged to work with the San Francisco DA, Jason Boudin. San Francisco. Have you seen that hellhole since Boudin's been in office? Now the San Francisco treat means stepping on a used syringe while a tramp defecates on your shoes. And yeah, Boudin was put in office using Soros Foundation money. Another dot. In Philly, homicides have more than doubled since Larry Krasner was elected DA in 2017. The city of brotherly love is now the city of duck and run, which is what happens when a DA would rather release criminals than prosecute them. And the criminals who get second chances, they get arrested again, sometimes for murder. Krasner received $1.7 million in backing from Soros. Anybody else connecting the blood-splattered dots? Then there's LA's George Gascon, another far-left reformer bankrolled by Soros' millions. He's now, like Boudin, facing a recall after replacing the rule of law with weak sentencing for violent thugs. Gascon redefined victimhood, so victims aren't just those targeted by criminals, but the criminals themselves. So wherever crime's exploding, you find these dots. Progressive, Soros-backed prosecutors. Like Maroon 5's latest tour, wherever they go, people suffer. It's like the radical left is running a medical experiment and we're the lab rats. And if there's collateral damage, well, the overarching mission justifies it. They've said so. It's like making an omelet. If you want to remake society, you're going to have to crack a few skulls. And like scientists who conduct medical experiments, they're well protected, but the rats aren't. So you see the pattern. Eliminate bail requirements, stop prosecuting crimes, and use the pandemic to release even more violent thugs, because God forbid a rapist has to suffer mild flu symptoms at Rikers. All of these dots end up creating a line pointing you to widespread brutality against minorities, the elderly, and now even the rich. But you can't blame Soros alone. It's not like he created these people. He may not be a dot, but he sure knows how to connect them. But it's like blaming the Jets owner for the team's horrible record the last 10 years. He didn't create these bad players. He just pays them. He's writing checks for their mayhem, just like the one Jussie Smollett wrote to his fake assailants. Except here and now, the damage they do is real.
Let's